For us, it's as a non-traditional vendor in the optical space, I think it's very good for us to maybe reach a different audience than we would typically talk to. So a lot of the customers are the same, but the people are from slightly different departments. They're often from the transport department rather than the packet or data departments we normally talk to. So I think from that perspective, it allows us to reach a much wider audience and expand our set of contacts within the various service providers. Also, I think from our perspective, we get to meet a lot of service providers, predominantly from the European market, but also from further afield, from Asia as well. So from that perspective, very, very useful for us. I think we've got the most value perhaps out of those meetings that we've pre-arranged with certain people that we knew were going to be here. We've also had some good contact with some kind of casual acquaintances we've met at the coffee area, or we just passed by our small stand here at the exhibition. I think Juniper's perspective is very much that the packets and optics are converging. We very much think that the agenda here and the content that we've seen has very much supported the fact that the optical layer and the packet layer are very closely interlinked. They will converge, and that's really about simplification, driving cost savings and driving flexibility in the network. So I think we've seen very much supporting that perspective. So from that, we're very pleased that kind of theme is coming out here, and the industry is moving in that direction. I think to a certain extent the challenges really are a lot around history and inertia. The two industries have been somewhat separate, but they certainly have common problems and therefore common solutions. I think we as a traditional router vendor are perhaps adding optics to our routing platforms coming top down, whereas we're seeing many of the optical vendors trying to add data capabilities bottom up from their optical solutions. So both approaches are very valid, and I think some depending on which service provider you talk to or where their starting point is, will depend on which one of those is most appropriate for them. I think we'll have seen mainstream deployment of 100 gig in quite some volume across most service providers' networks. They're moving very quickly towards that, both on their data networks and on their optical networks. So I think we'll see 100 gig much more mainstream. And where really the industry's then going to start to think about 400 gig and terabit speeds. But I think we really need to get to a critical mass on 100 gig first. 100 gig deployments, price points need to reduce to allow that mass market adoption to occur. And hopefully by this time next year we'll have started to see that happen.